Toledo Public Schools offers a variety of options for students who are looking to get a jump start on their future careers. And I recently had the chance to check out the cosmetology program at Scott High School. Take a look.
Yeah, what got me started is when I was 11 years old, I started to learn how to braid. After that, I started doing it on my sister, my mother, and then it graduated on to doing my actual first real clients.
It's a 2-year program, so when they enter in, it's their junior year, and they can exit out their senior year with the essence that they will get their cosmetology license. You have YouTube, you have TikTok, so a lot of students are self-taught. I have a lot of self-taught braiders and so they're excellent at what they do, but what I'm doing is I'm bringing out their craft.
Braiding was my favorite. Now that I'm into the program, I'm starting to learn about all the different things that we learn here, and I would say now it would be using my thermal iron, like with thermal curls, because I love the way the outcome. That's cool.
Go down the bridge of her nose, and then we want to stay away from the eye area. It's a very rigorous program, so it's 1,500 hours, so attendance is crucial, so they have to make sure that they're here, they're on time, they finish their theory work. Once that's in place and we have over 1,500 hours, we can go ahead and get them registered for the state board.
It's not just hair. It's a lot behind the program. It's very structured. You learn how to be disciplined, you learn how to have great time management. We learn about the bone structures, the different diseases, the different scalp conditions to look out for. And I feel like the theory work, which is our bookwork that we use, and the anatomy behind it is really the hardest part.
I actually took cosmetology in high school at Sandusky High School. Went into the industry for a little bit and then came out, went into the business field, and then I've always known that I wanted to be an educator. So being presented with this opportunity to give back in the same aspect that I was given, it is very rewarding.
The easiest part is hands-on. So when we're here in our lab, I feel like our easiest part is when we're practicing, basically practicing what we learned in the book.
I love seeing them advance. I love seeing the aha moment. So them being able to conquer something that they felt that they weren't able to do.
All right, so now I have Tom with me. He is the Executive Director of Career Tech and Adult Education for TPS. Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
So I was actually able to go see the cosmetology program and also the barber program, the barber school that's there at Scott. Both are really amazing and awesome programs, especially for kids who either want this to be their career or maybe don't know and they're going to try something out and they'll use it as an income stream when they do go to college. Talk about the perks of being able to have this.
Well, gosh, those two programs in particular have fantastic instructors, and as you know, we have programs across the district in all of our traditional schools and magnets, some of which have been featured on this program, much to our delight. And what we try to do is ensure that we're giving students options that might suit their specific talents or interests to prepare them for life after graduation, whether they intend to continue on with in higher education, which could mean college, it could mean training of some sort, or if they want to immediately enter the workforce. So in professions like barber or in cosmetology, if a student wants to be a cosmetologist, they can start working and making good money immediately right, upon graduation. And those aren't the only such programs in the district. And I always tell people, students and parents alike, that taking advantage of these programs while you're in high school doesn't mean that is the direction you have to go in when you graduate. I mean, you could take a cosmetology program when you're in school and then maybe change your mind and decide to go to college and become an English teacher if you choose, but you still have that skill set and certification that you can utilize should you so desire at some point.
And one positive, I mean, I know I have a couple friends who went to college, graduated, realized what they were doing was not what they wanted to, and then they had to go back to cosmetology school or something like that. So they really have this option to be flexible with their life and their choices right while they're in high school.
You got it. You got it. And I'm seeing a shift in education. I incidentally started out, years ago as an English teacher. and somewhat serendipitously learned about these career technical programs through a temporary assignment, and my mind was blown in terms of not only the opportunities they provided for students, but also the engaging manner in which instruction is delivered in the classroom and in the lab where the students are up and doing things. And what we're seeing is that education, in my opinion, is now more oriented toward an outcome, a landing spot, an end goal, as opposed to, I think for a long time, at least as was the case when I was in school, you know, your intention is to graduate. You may have some vague idea of going to college as the next step, but there was no career development. There was no notion of being engaged in your high school studies because you had a specific end goal, career end goal in mind. And when we can provide that for a student, even if that end goal eventually shifts, when they have a vision of their, you know, a future version of themselves in place, then their studies across the board, I think, become more meaningful, and you see them do well in all subjects. So that's one of the neat things that we're seeing in education, is a shift toward really career-focused outcomes.
What I really like about this program, I mean, you heard the instructor there say, you know, 1,500 hours, and this is just one of the programs where you really have to be there. You have to take the time, you have to learn what you're doing, but it's centered and it's focused, and when they come out, you can have faith in someone cutting your hair or buzzing it off or anything like that, right? Or even if they're flying you, because you guys have the aviation program.
You made that buzzing it off comment specifically because you realized you were talking to me.
Not.
No, that's it. I mean, these aren't in any way, you know, watered down versions of curricula that adults take, you know, after high school graduation. These are the exact curricula, the exact required certification assessments that, you know, that you would take even if you didn't enroll in a COS program, or you didn't enroll in an aviation maintenance program, or you didn't enroll in a STNA, a state tested nurses aid program, until, you know, in adulthood, after high school graduation. These are the same programs, except now you can take advantage of them while you're in high school at no cost, whereas if you were to enroll in these programs after graduation, in many cases they come at a very significant cost. So these are incredible opportunities for students and parents, and we're just grateful to TOL for helping us get the word out, because these are some of the best kept secrets in the district. But more and more with Dr. D and our school board, we've been promoting them to make sure people are aware that these opportunities exist.
Yeah, and if you want to find out about those opportunities, we've got all of that information online, but you can also go to tpscareertech.com or that phone number right there. Tom, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
It.
Yeah,
Let's get a check of our forecast with Caylee.